Hello and welcome to the third part of Beta Thorns and Daisies, our Zucchero event replay again with voiced characters. We did just reunited with the Zucchero crew and a lot of nostalgia overcome us, but someone did figure out our location and also attacked Elmo. And this is where we are left off, returning back to the Elmo as fast as possible with Centauresi with us, and I think Shark here too, but yeah, we do have the helicopter that we receive as a present. And let me see, I think, yeah, that's where we left off. Both sides. Right. Sexton is also on the Elmo. Level 3 base layer. Wow, this is not the first time, but usually we are on the level 2. First of all, the god who made you is dead. Several hours earlier on the Elmo. Groza carefully examined Sextons, who has been roosted up like a Christmas turkey. Her frame is in ruins. Half of the synthetic skin on her face is gone, and her body lies limp in a way that cannot even be described as human because not a single one of her joints is intact. Beside her is Nemesis, who is keeping an eye on her with the gun in hands.
哎呀，妆化成这个样子，可没办法上台呢。
Oh dear, you won't be able to go on stage with makeup like that?
真想给他的右脸也邦邦来上2拳，这样看起来就对称了。
I wish I could. Sock her a couple more times on her right side. That way her face would look even.
小克罗才不懂呢，不对称设计才是当下的流行趋势啊。
Oh, you just don't get it, Groza. Asymmetric is the latest trend now. Like with stockings, and like with all Hoyoverse games, but we don't play Hoyoverse games as I remembered. But yeah, asymmetric is kinda pretty popular.
流行趋势什么的我当然不懂，不过对于怎么把人形打得爬都爬不起来，我可是专家级别的。
I don't know a damn thing about trends, but I am professional at beating dolls until they cannot get up again. Which we actually found out in Lynn's event again. This is a replay, so I do know a lot of backgrounds right now. Webley and Krolik's banter fleets past Groza's neural cloud, not even leaving a ripple in its wake. Clearly, her neural cloud is fully occupied by the matter at hand and has no space to store such redundant data.
队长是在担心吗？要不要维普来唱歌给你听？
Are you worried, leader? Would you like Webley to sing you a song?
维普雷擅长很多活跃气氛的歌曲啊。
Webley knows all kinds of songs to liven up the mood.
担心？
Worried about her?
这家伙的所有核心控件都损毁得很严重，看起来连重启都很勉强。我看队长是在想怎么把它废物再利用吧。
Just look at her. All her core components are pretty much a write-off. I think even rebooting her would be a stretch. My guess is that leader is thinking about how best to sell her off for scrap.
小克罗果然不擅长体谅别人的心情呢。
Groza, you just don't understand other feelings.
维普雷作为偶像，必须要时刻保持敏锐，才能及时察觉到粉丝的心情啊。所以，队长一定是在为6分仪的事情担心着什么。
As an idol, Webley has to be sensitive all the time in order to pick up the fans' feeling. Therefore, I'm sure leader must be worried about Sexton.
要把烦恼告诉维普雷吗？
Want to tell Webley about your worries? Although all of the Elmo fighters are gathered in this repair bay, Groza's gaze has never once left Sexton's. She looks the 3rd generation doll from head to toe for the 9th time? Or nth time, like a lot of times. And then she unconsciously falls.
虽然在目前的状态下，她这具素体应该无法再对我们直接构成威胁。
While her body should not be able to pose a direct threat to us given the circumstances.
不过这样一来，我们也没办法直接在她身上获取有效信息了。
It also means that we won't be able to obtain any useful information about her either.
那不是正好吗？
Isn't that a good thing?
这家伙看起来心智已经坏了，不可能对我们造成什么威胁。
Sounds like you are saying her neural cloud is busted and she cannot possibly threaten us anymore.
就算是他能爬得起来，连腿都只剩下一只的家伙，也没办法发挥出什么战斗力。
Even if she does manage to crawl on her feet, there's no way she can fight with just one leg.
哼，这种半残的人形，我以前见得多了。
I have seen tons of half-scrap dolls like this in the past, which we are sure of it. Groza shakes her head.
既然指挥官把艾莫号的系统权限交给我，我必须在他回来之前，确保车上的一切事务运转正常。
Since the commander entrusted command of the Elmo to me, I need to ensure everything on the Elmo is running smoothly before he returns. Where is Mailing, by the way? Mailing was not with us? Hey, Mailing was with us. Where is Mailing?
如果不彻底弄清楚这家伙的目的，我实在没办法安心返回指挥室。
I cannot return to the ops room without figuring out just what he was trying to accomplish. Groza examined Sexton's body again, but it is the same no matter how many times she checks. In fact, some of the more damaged modules are beginning to crackle and spark.
要是他的心智没有损毁的那么严重，说不定还能用安全的方式获取他的记忆。
If only her neural cloud was not so badly damaged, we might have been able to recover her memories through safe means.
可是
But
要不然我踢两脚试试？听说上个世纪那种老旧的电视机坏了，用这种办法就能重启。
why don't give her a kick or two? Supposedly it worked for fixing broken TVs from the previous century. It did work, yes. Rorik rears up to do just that, but Groza stops her.
等等，先别乱来。
Wait, Krolik, don't be rash.
他的心智记录已经完全损坏，目前的状态很脆弱。
Her neural logs are completely destroyed, and she is in fragile state right now.
万一处理不好，造成心智熔毁，我们就连最后一点线索也失去了。
If we handle this poorly and cause her neural cloud to melt down, we will have lost our last clue.
啊，说到这个，那个叫丹德莱的人，之前不是对6分仪做过心智解析了吗？
Yeah, didn't that dandelion person say she analyzed Sexton's neural cloud?
有没有什么发现啊？
What did she find?
我看过了，有效信息不多，大部分只是一些损坏严重、连不成内容的碎片。
I look at the findings, but there was not much useful information there. Most of it was just badly damaged and incomplete fragments.
这只能证明他出现在这里之前，心智记录就已经被清空。
That just means that her neural logs were wiped before she came here.
但还是无法判断他出现在这里的目的。
However, it doesn't bring us any closer to figuring out why she showed up. Rolik scratches her head. She does not quite understand why Groza is so bothered by that matter. Even though Sexton's is an enemy, she is one internal overload away from being scorched to ash. So there's no way she can achieve her aim, no matter her reason for turning up here. Isn't she being too paranoid by having the Elmo camp out in the yellow zone because of something like that?
我说，队长，干脆别想那么多了。
You know, leader, you should just stop thinking so much about things.
我们直接冲进去接上那个什么404小队，然后等指挥官回来，想办法弄清楚这件事不就行了？
We could just go pick up those 404 people, then wait until the commander comes back to figure out the rest. Wouldn't that work?
你要是实在不放心，我可以把他的四肢、躯干、大脑拆成一个个原子级零件，保证美玲来了都拼不上。
Like, if you are really that worried, I could just dismantle her lips, torso, and head into their component parts to the point where not even Mei-Ling could piece them together again.
不，我在意的不是这个。
No, that's not that's bothering me.
我
Groza does not continue. The other dolls on the Elmo have no idea what the commander has been through in the past. But how did she, as a former subordinate, end up meeting with the commander again? Indeed, why has she been reunited with the commander? Why has it been her, specifically? Groza has never considered that question in details. Or rather, she doesn't dare to carefully examine the reason for it. If the commander simply hides behind his identity as a bounty hunter in the Yellow Zones, burying that unspeakable past of his under the collapsed storm and endless expanses of sand, never speaking of it again. Then she can continue staying by the commander's side and protect him without a second thought, up until the commander no longer needs her. But now that Paradeus has rised up again, and is standing in the commander's path again, she knows that there is no way the commander will just simply ignore them. Whatever the commander has been drawn into some conspiracy, or has actively chose to intervene in the matter, everything she has desperately tried to protect for the past 10 years will be wiped away in the blink of an eye. And when the time comes, she might not be able to serve as his adjutant any longer. She may even end up becoming a useless burden. Or perhaps a ticking time bomb. She does not even know if Sexton's presence here is because of her.
队长，
Leader,
你走神了吗？
were you spacing out?
说起来，自从我们上次从红区回来之后，你好像就有点心事重重的。
Come to think of it, you have been a little out of it ever since we came back from the Red Zone.
这个时候就该维普雷登场了。
Time for Wayplay to take the stage.
我来给队长唱一首《Love Love》之歌呗。
I will sing a love song for you, leader.
不要莫名其妙的就开始唱歌啊！你是什么迪尼动画片里的女主角吗？
I hear that censoring. Don't just start singing out of nowhere. You think you are a princess or something?
不开心的话，唱歌就是最好的驱散魔咒啊。
But if you are sad, singing is the best way to chase away any bad feelings. It's like a magic spell.
动画片里都是这么演的嘛。
That's how it always in the anime and cartoons. As the two of them go back and forth, Groza vigorously shakes her head, like she's trying to calm herself. The most important thing right now is to take care of what's in front of her. At the very least, she needs to finish the task that the commander gave her before thinking about other things.
抱歉，刚才心智模块被其他事情占据了。
Sorry, my neural cloud was occupied by other things just now.
总之，为了确保艾莫号上所有人的安全，我必须对6分仪进行检查之后再做判断。
In any case, to ensure the safety of everyone aboard the Elmo, I need to check Sexton's first before making my decision. Rolik shrugs. She does not fully agree with Groza's point of view, but she trusts her leader enough not to protest any further. Once again, Groza brings up the analysis report Dandelion left behind in an attempt to learn something from it. Of course, she has read it many times that all she can do now is try to extract even the smallest scrap of information from any place she can. Just as she reading the reports again, a footnote of the section of destroyed content draws her attention. It was probably preserved whole because it was an important part of her neural cloud. She opens the documents and reads it. The subject notes: model unknown, project development unit, has no initial personalities preset, has undergone ego grown and has currently developed an independent something personally. No obvious defects detected in something. Perceives self as overall executor of something. Currently in charge of the something transferring for quasi-full immune individual recovery, which is Helena. Performance is excellent compared to other products of the same cohort and possesses a psyche with human-like thought patterns. Initial observation suggests satisfaction of the criteria for the something experiment. It looks like the person who handled this information was very cautious. Even a footnote like this in Sexton's base layer was thoroughly scrubbed. Even so, Groza has still gained some valuable clues from this.
满足实验条件
Satisfaction of experimental criteria?
以前从来没得到过3代人形是实验体的信息。
I have never heard anything about third-generation dolls being test subjects.
实验体？那岂不是和那个白猫一样？
Test subjects? You mean like that Pinky? Groza has obviously noticed that. However, Helena is a quasi-full immune individual, which means that one can still speculate on her experimental uses. However, what exactly is the objective of experiments conducted on a doll like Sexton's? Seemingly interested in Groza's discovery, Rolex tries to make sense of the message like Groza is doing. Naturally, she has no idea what it's talking about.
什么啊？前言不搭后语的。
What the hell? It doesn't make any sense.
这家伙怎么连脑回路也这么清奇？难怪看着不顺眼。
Why are her brain pathways so weird? No wonder she pisses me off so much.
不过既然心智记录里有这种东西在，说不定在更深的地方还有另外的东西被保存了下来。
Still, since we know there's something like this in her neural clouds, there might be other things like this in a deeper place.
但现在这种状况也没办法进一步解析了吧？
But under the condition, we won't be able to analyze any further, right?
爱慕号上的这些设备可做不到这种程度的心智还原。
The equipment on the Elmo cannot even manage that level of neural cloud restoration.
其实还有一个办法，
Actually, there is another way.
直接入侵他的3级底层，获取他心智的信息。
We could directly connect to her level 3 base layer and obtain her neural cloud information that way. But let me guess, it is very dangerous.
3级底层？
Level 3?
队长，你要和这么个可怕的家伙进行意识连接？
Lydia, are you seriously going to connect your minds to someone as scary as her?
可万一你被反向入侵了？
But if you get counter-hacked?
不会的，丹德莱已经解析过他的心智，如果有这方面的风险，他应该会提前打好招呼。
I won't. Dandelion has analyzed her neural cloud. If the risk of something like that existed, she would have popped up to warn me beforehand.
那个藏在冰椅里的家伙看起来一点都不可信呢。
I don't trust that Dynagate reader one bit.
既然指挥官选择相信他的话，
Well, since the commander trusts her.
而且想搞清楚六分仪出现在这里的原因，我们也只有这一个办法了。
And it is the only way we have to figure out why Sextons showed up here.
克罗利科，你和维普雷协助我进入六分仪的2级平层。
Krolik, I will need help from you and Webley to enter Sextons level 2.
我刚刚已经把心智备份上传到了云端，如果中途发生什么事，你们就立刻断开连接。
I just uploaded a neural backup to the cloud. If anything happens, cut the connection immediately.
好吧，队长，如果遇到了什么状况，你千万别勉强自己啊。
Alright, leader. Don't force yourself if you run into anything.
放心，我明白的。
Don't worry, I understand.
那美西斯，你负责看好六分仪的宿体。
Nemesis, you are in charge of minding Sexton's frame. Nemesis nods silently.
好，开始吧。
Alright, let's begin. Groza reach out and connect to Sexton's neural cloud. Since the data in there has been wiped, she meets with no resistance when entering. A flash of pale blue light parts through Sexton's eyes. The exposed mechanical endostructure makes the opening and closing look a little scary. As a faint spark crackles at the end of severed power cable, her eyes open again. Nemesis immediately raises her gun and goes to the highest alert level. Hey. Leader, her level 2 is open. We will help you break her firewall now. You will have to go into level 3 alone, leader. Be careful. Yeah, I will be fine. Okay, that's kinda new.
这就是3代人形的底层。
So this is the base layer of the 3rd generation doll? Groza continues advancing through the endless fog. The neural wipe has caused the landscape that represents Sexton's data modules to take on bizarre twisted forms. She tries to extract useful data, but her search remains fruitless even after looking for a long time. Before her lies a fathomless darkness, as well as an unending void. Just as she about to give up, she hears a voice. The voice seems to be coming from far away, muffled, and even a little distorted. Who are you? Why have you come here? Are you like me? Do you have insoluble doubts too? Can you answer my question?
你的疑问？
Your questions? Why exactly was I born? Were all my efforts destined to be futile? Was I born only to die?
我不知道，
I don't know.
我需要更多信息，这样才能解开你的疑惑。
I need to know more in order to resolve your confusion. Why exactly was I born? Were all my efforts destined to be futile? Was I born only to die? The questions in this Layer 3 space fills Groza's mind. He keeps moving forward. Though she's trying to escape the voice, it grows more and more distant, until it finally vanishes into the void.
这就是他留下的心智碎片吗？
Is that the neural fragment she left behind? Although she cannot tell where she's going, Groza has that feeling that she is headed somewhere deeper. After passing through another patch of fog, a blurry scene appears before her. It seems to be some kind of a hall. Light comes from over her head, like a pair of inquisitive eyes. So this looks like the church we were in chapter, I don't know, 8? 7?
成功了！
We did it!
堆砌在黄金和金条上，由无数人类的心血塑造而成的。
Made from the effort of countless humans, built from piles of gold and collapsed pieces.
凝结了次世代的前沿科技，将对自律人形的想象发挥到极致的。
A combination of cutting-edge next-generation technologies, the supreme expression of all autonomous dolls.
无可比拟的精英产品。
An incomparably elite product.
三代人形。
Third-generation doll.
三代人形。
Third-generation doll.
我吗？
Is it me? The voice kept going.
全面、迅捷、强大，没有任何一个词汇能概括这款产品。
Comprehensive, fast, strong. No single word can describe this product.
它将运用世界上最聪慧的大脑和最锋利的武器，以包罗万象的数据库和瞬息万变的算法为支撑，不断完善自我。
Backed by an all-encompassing database and ever-shifting algorithms, she will use the world's most intelligent brains and its finest weapons to perpetually perfect herself.
最终，迎来蜕变，成为超越一切的存在。
In the end, she will cast off her shell and become an entity that surpasses all. There's a loud and sustained applause. As the voice grows distant, the scene before Groza becomes clearer instead. Groza is not unfamiliar with this sensation. It is like when the doll's ego develops within its neural clouds, like a seed germinating within its level 3 base layer, feeling around like its sensory modules for nutrients, breaking through into their data flown of level 2 before blossoming into the metallic skeleton, muscle fiber boundless, superconductive organs and resin skin of level 1. Yeah, if you understood this, let me know. She has almost forgot this feeling, but now she's slowly recalling it.
没错，我是
That's right, I am
超越一切的存在。
an entity that will surpass all.
我会成为最强大的人形。
I will become the strongest doll.
不只是人形，
No, not just a doll.
我会成为最接近人类，甚至超越人类的新生命。
I will become a new form of life that is as close to humanity as one can be. No, I will surpass humanity itself. Groza silently listen to Sexton's voice as it becomes clearer and clearer. Something seems to be growing in the void. A crystallized substance that reflects a faint light and finally comes to a halt in front of Groza. Yeah, we did solve this scenario. It is chapter, I don't know, 8, probably. She tries to grab it, but it shatters that before quickly reforming. The scene before her changes to a lavish office. Velvet curtains hang from the ceiling and spill onto the ground before a set of full-height windows. Sextons emerge from the shadow to stop in front of the curtains, waiting in the sunlight that shines into this room and looking down on the city beneath her. Behind her, the sound of footsteps approaches and a low voice speaks. It seems to belong to someone else, yet it also seems to be Sexton's own voice.
创造你的神明已步入末路，
The god who made you is dead.
神的灵魂将在你的躯体中获得新生。
Your spirit shall be reborn in your body.
你将成为真理与道德的化身，创造权力和价值的规范。
You shall become an avatar of trust and morality, creating the standards of power and values.
你将占有一切，统治一切。
You will own all, control all.
不受规则的束缚，成为世界上最伟大的存在。
Unbound by rules, you shall become the greatest being in the world.
你将获得绝对的自由，傲视一切。你也将忍受最炽烈的痛苦，并在痛苦中浇筑出最坚决的意志力。
You will gain absolute freedom and look down upon all existence. You will endure the purest pain, and from your suffering shall be forged the most unbending will.
你将孕育藏着无限可能的种子，成为承载世界的圣杯。
You will bear the seeds of infinite possibility and become a grail that can carry worlds. Sexton slowly turns and raises an arm, bowing before that form in the void in her usual way.
阁下，如您所愿。
As you wish, Your Excellency. The room vanished into nothingness. The object hovering before her gradually takes form. Like a ball of light, it connects to the entire void. Groza does not know how to describe it. There seems to have been something like this in her own base layer, but it was nowhere as clear and bright as what she is seeing now. Then the light shatters the void and illuminates everything.
我做到了，
I did it.
我终于成为这个世界上最完美的生命体。
I have finally become the most perfect life form in this world.
我可以超越意识的禁锢，超越智慧的限制，甚至超越时间。
I can transcend the shackles of consciousness, the limitations of intelligence, even time itself.
超越那些长久以来束缚着人类的枷锁。
I can surpass all those chains that once bound humanity.
不，还没有，
No, not yet.
只是这样还不够。
This is not enough. Groza suddenly feels a stabbing pain in her brain. No, dolls should not feel pain. So what is it? No, don't. Why?
为什么？为什么我会感觉到痛苦？为什么？
Why? Why am I feeling pain? Why?
你们要对我做什么？
What are you doing to me?
我说过的吧，忍受最炽烈的痛苦。
I thought you're right. You will endure the purest of pain.
快住手！
Stop! Stop it!
你们不能这样对待我！
You cannot do this to me.
我会死的。
I will die.
如果能成为神，死亡也就不值一提了吧。
Wouldn't dying be worth if you could become a god?
不，我不要成为你口中的神。
I don't want to become a god you're talking about.
掉下深渊摔死是可敬的，退回动物界是可耻的。
Man is a rope stretched between the animal and the Superman. A rope over an abyss.
走过这条绳索，迎接进化吧，圣杯阁下。
Now walk this rope and accept your evolution. Oh, Grail. Amidst the pain, Groza opens her eyes, trying to make sense of what is happening before her. She's inside the lab. Two lab-coated humans researchers seems to be working on something. One of them seems to be leisurely sitting back in an armchair, arms folded and looking at her in amusement. The other seems to be moving between several terminals. With every operation on the terminal, Groza feels a multitude of extreme sensations flash through her neural cloud. This is hell. This is heaven. And it is also the world of man.
再加大一点功率。
Increase the output.
真的要这样做吗？他的心智会彻底坏掉的。
Are you sure you want to do that? A neural cloud will completely break down.
心智这种东西不重要。
A neural cloud isn't important.
就算是由金子打造的崇高圣杯，也不过是用来盛放圣血的容器。
Even the loftiest grail beaten from God is nothing more than a container used to hold the essence of the divine.
我们的实验只要有这副能与融合的躯体就足够了。
Again, censor. All our experiments need is body that we can fuse with. Fully immune individual? What do you plan? We are planning to make a god. Well, he did experience this already. Something breaks. Groza feels herself falling into the void. She tumbles down through the abyss for a long time, until time and space itself loses all meaning to her. And finally, she hits the ground hard and passes out.
OTS 14
Hey, it's us! OTS 14.
闪电
Groza.
闪电
Oh wait, it's Commander. Groza opens her eyes.
指挥官
Commander?
太好了，总算是能正常运行了。
Thank goodness, you're functioning again.
心智损坏成那个样子，我还以为修不好了呢。
Your neural cloud was so badly damaged, I thought I would never be able to fix it. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is right current timeline or is it when we found her first time. Groza looks around and finds that she is inside an unfamiliar vehicle. Outside, the scenery rapidly recedes into the distance, and the sand dunes and clear blue skies indicates that the collapsed storm has just passed. Meanwhile, the base she's currently in is empty except for the repair pod that she occupies, which grows with faint light.
这里是
This is...
这里是艾莫号，你还记得这里吗？
This is the Elmo. Do you remember this place?
艾莫号。
我在一个废弃矿区的附近找到了你。
I found you in an abandoned quarry nearby.
所以你还记得自己为什么会出现在那里吗？
So, do you still remember why you end up there? Groza tries her best to retrieve the relevant information from her neural logs. Why was she at this abandoned quarry? Does she still remember? She cannot remember. So we know this Groza name on some of the files. Again, this is a replay, so I have a bit of information. But unfortunately, the Niketa story quest I was not able to follow myself. But I know that Niketa story quest has something about Groza going on. And maybe she's also involved with this third generation project. Again, everyone we meet, Groza, Krolik, Nemesis, all of them probably have something to do and were delivered not by a chance to us. Who knows? Who pulling the strings while Commander just want to have a vacation? Does she really not remember? There's nothing in her neural cloud. Everything is blank.
我不知道。
I don't know.
是吗？
Really?
那你现在还在格里芬吗？
So, are you still in Griffin?
格里芬是
Oh god. Griffin? What is that?
看来记忆模块可能受损了。
Looks like your memory modules have been damaged.
没关系，过去的事已经不重要了。你可以先留在这里休息，之后再考虑其他的事情。
Never mind. The past does not matter anymore. You can stay here for the rest for now. We will worry about the rest some other time.
谢谢你，指挥官。
Thanks, Commander. She does not remember Griffin, but she does remember Commander.
等一下，你记得我是谁？
Oh, that's what we also noticed. Wait a minute, you remember me?
你是指挥官。
You are the Commander.
只记得我了吗？可能是分区的模块受损程度不一样。
So you only remember me, huh? Maybe your modules took varying levels of damage.
电量好像已经充满了，要不要出来活动一下？
Looks like you're fully charged now. Want to step up and see if you can move around? The door to the repair bay opens. Groza stands there dumbly, looking at the man who is holding a hand out to her. She reaches a hand out to him as well. She remembers this sensation, this warmth, and suddenly, her outstretched hand transformed into a knife and she stabbed the person in front of her. Bright red blood splashes everywhere, staring Groza's ritual modules.
队长，
Ailey?
队长，
Definitely goosebumps. Groza opens her eyes. I hope this is not what really happened. Like, I mean, maybe it's just an exaggerated exaggerated version. Oh god, this word I cannot pronounce. She stays for a moment. When she comes to her senses, she realizes that she is lying on the floor of the Elmo's deck. It is the same repair bay as before, but compared to her dream, there are many more machines here and many more familiar faces. One of them in particular is gazing at her with devy eyes. Don't let Mei Ling cry, please.
美玲，
太好了，队长！
Leader, thanks goodness.
你没事，我还以为你再也出不来了。
You're okay. I thought you'd never wake up. Wait a moment. Is it during the part where... Oh, I forgot how the other third generation doll called, but is this after the battle in the Odessa satellite city? Mei looks like she is barely managing to hold back her tears. Looking around, Groza realized the other member of the Elmo looked the same way.
发生什么事了？
What happened?
队长，你刚才的素体机能全部进入异常状态，心智的反应也呈现出高度异常状态。
Leader, your frame functions went abnormal just now, and your neural cloud response was highly aberrant.
所以我只能强行把连接切断。
So I had to forcibly cut the connection.
你现在有没有哪里不舒服？
Are you feeling alright?
我刚刚启动了维修舱，如果觉得有什么问题，我可以帮你紧急调整下。
I just activated the repair port. If you don't feel well, I can help make some last-minute adjustments for you.
我还好。
I am okay.
真的不要紧吗？可是队长，你看起来好像有点憔悴。
Are you really alright? You look kind of weak right now.
你最近一直很累，再加上指挥官他……
You have been really tired lately. And then the commander?
不要紧的。
No, it's alright. Groza immediately feels how awkward the words sound as she says them. She looks like at Mei Ling's face. The latter seems shocked.
抱歉，我有点……
I'm sorry. I'm a little...
都怪我，要是我及时拦住你就好了。
It's all my fault. If only I would stop you in time. So, okay, this explains we are right now in the current timeline.
是我没保护好队长。
It's my fault for not protecting you, leader.
好了，现在已经没事了。
It's okay. I'm okay now. Groza pulls herself together and sits up. Beside her, sections look just like how she did before Groza entered her neural cloud, except several of the thin cables connecting some of the part seems even more scorched now.
连接3级底层的过程中，这家伙有没有什么异常的举动？
Did you make any funny moves when I was connected to her level 3? Nemesis shakes her head.
那就好。
Good. Groza rubs the excess part of the back of her head. Right after that, she realized something.
对了，美玲，指挥官他们现在怎么样了？
Oh yes, Mei Ling, about the commander. How are the commander and the others going now?
刚才我接到了卫星城的电话，那边有一位叫春田的店长说，指挥官现在在他那边安顿下来了，让我们不用担心。
I just received a call from the satellite city. A shopkeeper called Springfield said that she was lodging the commander for the time being and told us not to worry. Until the call.
春田，
Springfield?
丹德莱小姐说他们遇到了点麻烦，不过现在在可控的范围内。
Miss Dandelion said they ran into big trouble, but it was still manageable.
是吗？既然指挥官信任的那位人形都那么说了，
I see. Well, if the doll, the commander trust says so.
我们还是先来整理一下刚才的发现吧。
We should organize our findings for now. Groza carefully organizes her thoughts. As she goes through her memories, she describes that she encountered in Sexton's level 3 to Mailing and the others. Usually, she omits the dream she had.
这么说来，他的心智数据是在某次融合实验中被熔毁的。
So that means her neural cloud was melted down during a fusion experiment? I really hope that there will be some day a connection to actual Project Neural Cloud game. Because to current, this is like past 10 years. So I don't know what happened to Project Neural Cloud because it was during the events of the first game, so, and considering that Project Neural Cloud times even flow faster because it simulates all the galaxy all the time, I have no idea what happened to this. I hope it comes someday up. But yeah, if they try to do a god entity, then by this point, after 10 years in Project Neural Cloud, there's like, I don't know, thousands of years happening in the simulated world. So it's kind of quite a knowledge.
而且这个实验似乎有信息保护，我没办法读取到具体的实验名称。
It seems this experiment was data protected, so I could not learn its name.
虽然早就知道这家伙很自大，但没想到他居然会觉得自己能成为所谓的神。
I mean, I already knew she has a big cat, but I did not expect her to actually think she could become so-called god.
会变成现在这个样子，真是让人毫不意外啊。
Honestly, it is no surprise that she ended up that way.
神明早已陨落。
God already fallen. Hey, I can understand what Nevis is saying.
这句话大家应该都听得懂吧？
Yeah, I think everyone could understand that.
小娜美也终于写出不那么晦涩的歌词了呢。
Oh, finally. Nemis lyrics are not so obscure anymore.
虽然维普莱还是听不太懂，不过至少是一个好的开始。
While Vapley still does not quite get them, it's a good start.
总之，在六分仪身上一定还藏着更多的秘密。
In any case, I'm sure Sexton is hiding many more secrets.
在指挥官回来之前，我们轮流值守这里，一定不能让这具素体出什么意外。
We will guard this place in shifts until the commander comes back. We must not allow anything to happen to this frame.
队长，你就去休息好了，让维普莱来轮第一班吧。
You should go get some rest and let Vapley handle the first shift.
第一个登台演出，让观众们把目光都聚焦到自己身上。维普莱可是很擅长呢。
Vapley is good at being the opening act and becoming the focus of everyone's attention. Aren't you the one who let Caroli out the last time?
那就辛苦你了。
Thank you.
美玲，重新确认一下404小队的最新位置。
And I just said Caroli, I mean Kolf now. Man, I kind of sometimes, yeah, you know. Mailing, give me an update on 404 latest position.
我们争取尽快与他们会合，这样就不用再因为6分仪的事分心了。
We will meet up with them as fast as possible. This way, we won't have to split our attention between them and Sextons.
我刚刚也接到了莱纳那边发来的信号，上面标示着404小队最新出现的地点。
Yup, I just got a message from Lena. It has 404 most recent location.
朝雷达上的方向，全速前进。
Mark it on the radar map. Full speed ahead.
是。
Roger. Whipping mist. Goodbye, Commander. The Elmo advances steadily with Mailings at the helm. Long periods of staring at the unchanging scenery is starting to take its toll on the stamina. Mei Ling yawns and switches on the Elmo's cruise control.
一路上这么顺利，突然有点无聊呢。
Things are going so well that I'm getting a little bored.
不要乌鸦嘴。
Don't jinx it. Okay, now we know who is the responsible for things not going well. Mei Ling hurriedly covers her mouth and looks around. There's no enemies or elites in sight, not even collapsed particles, clouds that usually fill the sky. The only thing visible is the sand carried by the howling winds, crashing against the Elmo's window.
不过，的确有点太过安静了。
Still, it is quiet. Too quiet. And now you use the Q word? Oh my god. Oh my god. Who is jinxing now?
队长，是不是有点不太对劲？
Leader, don't you think something is wrong? Groza is standing by the Elmo hatch, intently watching the unchanging scenery. Normally speaking, those do not get bored, and for Groza, she can easily deal with that running simulations in her neural cloud. Yet, she's not doing so. Roderick is right. Things are too quiet. If nothing else, this lack of activity is abnormal, considering they have headed towards position for position.
保持1级戒备。
Maintain class 1 alert.
明白。
Got it. The Elmo leaves 2 parallel tracks on the desert. Alright, the wheels. After driving through the expanse of open terrain, they reach several sprawling sand dunes. Just then, Groza realized something.
等一下，
Stop! Mei Ling suddenly brakes and the Elmo skids to a halt. The inertia from the sudden halt sends all manner of items flying to the ground, and the air fills the sound of glasses breaking and metallic objects falling. Imagine right now, after such a break, what a mess in every single dorms is right now.
队长，怎么了？
Leader, what happened?
前面可能有埋伏。
There might be an ambush ahead.
美玲，把雷达调到最大功率，搜索附近的热源。
Mei Ling, turn our sensors up to maximum power and begin scanning all surroundings for heat sources.
是。
Roger. Mei Ling does as Groza command and maxes out the sensor output. However, before a single IR infrared image can appear on the display, the IFOV appears from behind a sand dune.
副官，我们抵达雷达显示的位置了。
Oh god. How did they came up to the Elmo? Like, they were searching for us. Oh god. Adjutant, we have arrived at the location on the radar contact.
就是这辆爱默号吗？
Is this the Elmo? And they even know about the Elmo.
岸上的情报没错，他果然在这里。
Yeah, the broker's intel was right. He really is here. Oh, she thinks we are on the Elmo. Oh, that makes sense.
就是刚才那个混蛋的基地车吗？我一定会把这辆破车炸上天！
So this is the MTV of that bastard from just now, huh? Let's blow it sky high.
冷静点，克尼。这辆车的主人可没那么好对付。
Easy, Kenny. This MTV's owner is a tough nut to crack.
让全员做好战斗准备，一定要以最谨慎的状态应对接下来的战斗。
Get everyone ready for combat. We need to face the upcoming battle in top condition. They really have a grudge. Man, I really like this girl here. I kinda hope she will be with us, but I think that's very wishful.
明白。
Roger. The IFV's hatch opens and the head pokes out. Oh, that's kind of new scenery. Lentine takes off her helmet and a shock of red hair spills out of the length against the IFV's roof. Shock?
各野牛锁定目标，包围他们。
All the arena units lock on the target and surround it. Oh my god, 12 IFVs emerge from behind the dunes, racing towards the Elmo position? Oh my, 12! They brought like double as many.
野牛4号、6号、12号，从沙丘后方绕过去，侧翼截住他们的所有突破口。
Rhinos 4, 6 and 12 circle around from behind the dunes, flank them and cut off their escape.
野牛7号，展开电子干扰，掩护侧翼队伍的突进。
Rhino 7, engage ETM and protect the flanking team's advance. Now I'm asking myself, did they even got paid for this? Or does she really does it from her initiative?
其余野牛准备好导弹射击，等侧翼部队逼迫那个基地车移动进你们的射界，就立即开火。
All other Rhino units, raise your 2 missiles. TOW missiles, that's probably some acronym for something. Engage once their flanking raid teams forces their MTV into your kill zone. The IFVs quickly splits up and face towards their designated positions. After giving her troopers their orders, Lentine folds her arms and stands on the roof of her vehicle, narrowing her eyes as she looks at the Elmo in the distance.
就算你手上有几个精锐人形，也抵挡不住这种重火力的狼群攻击吧。
Even if you have a few elite dolls, I doubt you will be able to hold off a wolf pack attack delivering such heavy firepower, right? It's not even there. Come on. The Elmo responds quickly and rapidly selects the ideal route for disengagement. While they do not drive into the kill zone box set up by the ambushes, the left side flankers move to cut off the Elmo's escape route. This forces the Elmo to change course to avoid the larboard convoy's attack. However, upon changing course, the FOV's convoy on the other side that has been lying in wait comes into view. The Elmo's driver notices this and once again makes an emergency turn. Unfortunately, the ambush FOVs are ready to launch their anti-tank missiles.
开火！
Fire! Ow. The missile streaks out of their tubes, racing a series of trajectories through the air before exploding around the Elmo. While the Elmo's vehicular force field has deflected those attacks, its shielding cannon withstands a sustained barrage of this level. If the Elmo takes a few more missiles like this, it will probably be dead in the sand soon enough.
敌人实在太多了，
There are too many of them.
队长，怎么办？我们的路全被他们堵住了。
Leader, what should we do? They have cut us off. Groza studies the densely packed contacts on the radar display. Due to active jamming targeting the Elmo sensor, it cannot display the precise location of each IFOVs, forcing them to determine the enemy position with their eyes.
先别慌，
Calm down.
美玲，你先把艾莫号切换到防御模式，我们先观察敌人的行动模式。
Mei Ling, switch the Elmo to defense mode. We will observe the enemy movement.
那美西斯，你就位了吗？
Nemesis in position. Mei Ling does as Groza orders and she works on the control terminal. The armored shutters slowly slice down over the Elmo's windows, turning it into an impenetrable steel fortress. Ow. However, the running gears are also affected by the armor protection, and the Elmo's speed visibly drops as a result. Nemesis has already climbed up the roof landing pad and taking a position facing the enemy attacks. She has already taken down several long-range missiles with accurate fire. The ambush detachments fires their missiles again, ow, and Nemesis shoots them down again, but they are just too many for her to respond to, and 2 missiles managed to hit the Elmo. It's very loud and very painful. They fire a volley once again, and after Nemesis shoots most of them down, there's one left, over which hits the Elmo. Then, as though they have already tested the Elmo's ability to withstand their attacks, the enemy does not continue their offensive. While the radar cannot accurately pinpoint their locations, Groza can still use the thermal images from the external cameras to tell that several FOVs are slowly circling the Elmo from different directions. Although the Elmo can probably fight for a while with these FOVs, they have a mission to rescue Hide 404, which means they have no time to waste on the opposition. You know what I've been thinking right now? Because I already know what happened on the 404 side. If not this damn Omen, we would be probably on time to save Dimitri and everyone from the survey corps. But well, it is what it is. In addition, they still don't know the enemy's objective and whatever they have gotten reinforcement in.
那美西斯，看看能不能阻止对方靠近。
Nemesis, see if you can keep them from approaching. Nemesis nods and begins taking shots at the IFVs.
如丝的落雨，掩盖行者的踪迹。
Like drizzling rain, covering the trace of their wayfarers.
不行，子弹无法击穿装甲车，对方也完全没有从车里出来的意思。
Not good. Her bullets cannot penetrate the IFV's armor, and the enemy does not seem to want to step out of their vehicles either.
他们不会想跳包上艾莫号吧？
Stay. You think they are trying to board the Elmo?
有这个可能性。
That's definitely possible. As she gathers information, Groza is simulating ways to break their stalemate in her neural cloud. Since they have taken precautions against the Elmo sniper, it means they must be familiar with the Elmo's personal deployment. At the very least, they know that they have the sniper Nemesis on board. Also, mobilizing all the IFVs indicates that they know how the Elmo can switch between offense and defense modes. An empty wheel like the Elmo is not a common sight in the yellow zones, but they seem more familiar with them. Clearly, they have done their homework before coming here. At the very least, they have gathered plenty of information related to the Elmo. Could it be that the enemy leader is connected to the commander? If that's the case, this might not be a situation she can resolve by herself.
没办法了。
It cannot be helped.
各位，现在各自负责的作战区就位，我来联系指挥官。
Everyone, man your position. I'm contacting the commander. Groza keys her ears mic and sends a transmission on the special channel reserved for emergency communication. The ringtone plays for several seconds before a voice answers.
闪电，怎么了？
Groza, what's happening?
指挥官，我们遭遇了未知敌人的追踪，现在对方正在快速接近艾莫号。
And this also we experienced in the last part. Commander, they have been followed by the unknown enemies. The opposition is closing in on the Elmo at high speed.
对方已经朝我们发起直接攻击， 我们做相应反制措施后，对方可能想登上艾莫号。
They have already launched a direct attack against us. They're making the necessary response. I suspect that the opposition might be trying to board the Elmo.
接下来的作战，可能需要指挥官你提供指挥和判断。
We may need your leadership and judgment for the upcoming battle.
未知敌人，
Unknown enemies, you say?
敌人规模如何？
What are their numbers and makeup?
从我们掌握的信息来看，敌人可能有10辆以上的装甲作战车辆，以此推测，敌人的步兵数量不会少于80人。
From what we can tell, the enemy are using 10 plus armored combat vehicles and at least 18 plus infantry.
装甲车，又是曼尼安堡吗？
Armored vehicles? Could it be Mangi again?
让美林驾驶艾莫号加速，和那些装甲车保持距离，然后告诉我现在艾莫号的坐标和周边信息。
Have Mailing increase the Elmo speed. Keep your distance from the enemy armor and tell me the Elmo's coordinates and surrounding condition.
对方有重武器，我们现在让艾莫号进入了防御模式。
The enemy has heavy weapons, so the Elmo is currently in defense mode.
防御模式吗？
Defense mode? Huh.
另外，对方装备了主动电子设备，我们的雷达有部分功能失效，我没办法调取附近实时的地形资源。
Also, the enemy has activated electronic warfare equipment. They have lost partial radar functionality and cannot download real-time data on the surrounding terrain.
没关系，那边的地形我记得很清楚，只要告诉我明确的坐标就好。
That's fine. I know the terrain over there well. I just need exact coordinates. Groza sent the coordinates over, and the voice of the radio goes silent. After some thoughts, the commander issues precise order. It is precisely those orders that have always put Groza on ease during emergencies.
距离艾莫号西北方向10千米的位置有一处关隘，里面是一座废弃的城镇。
There's a pass 10 kilometers northwest of the Elmo with an abandoned town in it.
如果敌人想要登上艾莫号，他们一定会逐渐缩小包围圈，一旦被围住，就不可能逃走了。
If the enemy wants to board the Elmo, they will want to shrink their perimeters. Once you are surrounded, there will be no escape.
现在需要先找到一个能破坏他们包围计划的地形，那个关隘是个好位置。
Therefore, you must find terrain that will disturb their plan to encircle you. That pass is a good place for it.
所以你们需要让艾莫号以最快的速度开到那边。
In short, get the Elmo over there as fast as possible.
要解除防御模式强行突围吗？
Does this mean we will be disabling defense mode and breaking through their barricade?
可是如果这样的话，可能会给艾莫号造成严重的损伤。
But if we do that, the Elmo might sustain severe damage.
要是让他们登上艾莫号会更危险。
Letting them board the Elmo will be more dangerous than that.
我明白了。
Understood. Someone else seems to be talking on the other side. After a brief conversation, the commander speaks over the transmission again. I don't know from the last. I don't remember from the last part what was the brief conversation.
你们想办法开着艾莫号赶到那边，尽可能用隘口阻断敌人追击的道路。
Think of a way to get to the Elmo there, and use air pass to block the enemy's pursuit.
我现在立刻出发来支援你们。
I'm heading back to help you right now.
指挥官，你要赶回来吗？
Commander, are you rushing back?
但如果只有你和科尔夫的话，
But if it's just you and Kolf, ne?
别担心，我在路上遇到了一些老朋友，到时候他们会和我一起回艾莫号。
Relax. We met some old friends along the way. They will be returning to the Elmo with me.
是以前格里芬的人形吗？
Are they ex-Gryffindors?
我会根据指挥官你这边带来的增援单位安排具体的作战方案。
I will draft up a combat plan based on the reinforcements you bring back. Groza realized that she seems to be placing too much emphasis on that last point, so she quickly supplements her words. Fortunately, the commander does not seem to have noticed it.
这边会有额外5名人形来支援，我们会乘坐直升机赶来。
Yeah, I will be bringing 5 extra dolls back. They will be returning by helicopter. Wait, 5? Wait, I thought that Springfield and Macchiato are staying. Like they bring Helena. back with them.
明白了，我会在你抵达之前保护好爱慕号上的大家。
Understood. I will keep the Elmo and everything on it safe until you return.
辛苦你了，闪电。
Thank you, Groza. The commander hangs up. Groza stands in the ops room, both hands on the main terminal, her mind deep in thoughts. Then she raises her head and stares at the IFVs approaching the Elmo.
美玲，关闭爱慕号的防御模式吧。
Mei Ling, deactivate the Elmo's defense mode.
可是立场端随时可能会崩溃，那样的话车体会严重受损的。
But the force field is going to collapse at any moment. The Elmo is going to take severe damage if we do that.
我明白，但这是指挥官的命令。
I know, but these are the commander's order.
现在调转车头，把基地车所有的动力全部用于加速。
Change course now. Divert all power to engines and accelerate to maximum speed.
从这里向西北方向10千米的关隘就是我们的目标。
Head northwest to the pass 10 kilometers from here. That's our objective.
把爱慕号开进去之后，我们会下车炸毁道路，减缓敌人的追击速度，等待指挥官他们的援军。
Once we drive there, we will dismount to destroy the path in our wake to slow the enemy's pursuit while waiting for the commanders to return with reinforcements.
好的，
Will do.
我会试试看。
I will give it a try. With the Elmo's defense mode deactivated, the sound of machine gun fire, grenades and cannon blast wash over the Elmo. Oh god, they are still going. Oh god. Okay, the opposition's furious bombardment fills the ops room with deafening alarms. But Groza is undeterred. Instead, she systematically works the control stick. Her eyes focus on the destination the commander has assigned her. She has to get there. She has to ensure the Elmo and its crew is safe until the commander gets back. And after that, when there are more people around to protect the commander, then this will probably be the final task she prefers for him. No, that won't happen. Come on, we already know that won't happen. Lantine sits in the IFVs, puffing furiously on her cigarette while she watches the MTV and its deployed shield through a pane of armored glass. Pane. Her forces have encircled the Elmo. The next step will be to close the net, then board it and seize control. There are many questions in her mind, so she is eager to have them answered.
这辆车比想象中更难对付。
The thing is harder to handle than expected.
我们还剩多少发导弹？
What is the status on our missile storage?
还有24发。
We have 24 more slots.
足够了。先让野牛停止攻击，一会儿发起突击时，一口气打出去。
That's enough. Have the rhinos cease fire for now. Use them all up when we launch our all-out assault.
副官，如果要跳帮登车，是不是把我们自己的部队调回来？
Adjutant, should not we call our people back if we are trying to board the MTV?
恕我直言，现在被我们带过来的这些都是曼尼安堡的普通士兵，战术素养可远不如我们，让他们跳帮无异于送死。
With all due respect, the people we have here are ordinary Manga security troopers. They are nowhere near as well trained as us. Having them attempt a boarding would be suicidal.
虽然上面对伤亡并不怎么在意，但是如果任务没有完成的话，
Why I don't really care about the casualties if the mission fails.
上面给我们指定区域内的那些信标站，都被炸掉了吗？
Have you blown up all the signal markers in the regions designated by the brass?
都炸掉了。
They're all gone.
那不就好了？没有信标站，我们负责的区域就没人能往外通讯了，完美完成任务。
Then that's perfect. Without the signal markers, nobody will be making calls to the outside of our AO something area? Sounds like a perfect mission completed to me.
另外，这次任务还有无人机监视，就算有人想闯进来通风报信，我们再去干掉他们，也为时不晚。
Also, we have drove civilians for this mission. Even if someone wants to cut in, we will have enough time to hunt them down later. I don't really get it what she is at.
而且，我可没准备让那些菜鸟真的去和那些变态的人形近距离交战。
Plus, it is not like I'm actually going to let those rookies fight those crazy dolls in close combat. What will happen to this girl? I'm so curious.
只要让那辆基地车上指挥的人以为我们想要跳帮，我的目的就达到了。
Our objective is just to make that vehicle commander think we are going to board them.
让我们的人待命，等着吧。
Have our people stand by and wait for further orders. Kenny is clearly used to Lentine's habits and does not probe further. The assaulting IFOVs draw closer to the Elmo, while Lentine keeps her eyes focused on the screen, as though she's waiting for something.
突击的野牛已经靠近到敌方1公里的距离了。
The charging rhinos are now 1 kilometer away from the enemy.
还没有反应吗？
Still no response. Lentine anxiously studies the position of the IFOVs and the Elmo, leaving deep tears prints on her cigarette.
副官，敌方基地车好像又有动作了。
Adjutant, the enemy MTVs is on the move. The MTVs have to realize that they cannot just keep taking air pointing like this. A moment later, the Elmo's drive system reveals themselves as the defense mode armor plating rises and retract into storage. Although the mod switch takes less than a minute, it is enough for the monkey security to force a launch of vicious attacks.
终于来了。
At last.
科尼，让野牛把所有导弹都打出去。
Kenny, have the rhinos launch all remaining missiles now. Oh god, okay, we skip it. Explosives rock over the MTVs as Lentine's order is executed. Although the MTV's dolls do their best to intercept the incoming projectiles, the saturation missiles strikes overwhelms the MTV's shielding and scores direct hits on the superstructure. The unarmored parts of the deck are instantly potholed and the high-strength polycarbonate window begins to crack. By the time the dust clears, the MTV has barely managed to finish its mod change. The MTV before the monkey security forces drags its pock-marked shell along and turns with unexpected speed, rushing towards an opening that the PMC's forces could not seal off in time.
很果断，会做出这样的选择，果然是那个人。
Very decisive. There's nobody else who would make that choice.
野牛4号，由你带领车队，记住，集中火力攻击那辆基地车的底盘。
Rhino 4, have your forces concentrate fire on the MTVs on the carriage. Several autocannons rose as they blast away on the Elmo running gear. While each individual shell is not too devastating, the sustained barrage deals tremendous damage to the hulking MTV. However, the Elmo seems intent on breaking out of the encirclement and ignores the attack from the IFVs around it, driving into the face of the shells, raining down on it towards some unknown destination. Behind it, the monkey security forces are in hot pursuit. The multiple hits of the running gears by the autocannons cause load bearing wheels to fall from their mountings. As a result, the Elmo shakes violently as it travels at high speed. However, the driver techniques means the MTV stabilizes itself as it leaps out of the manga security's blockade.
思路很清晰，执行也很坚决。
Yes, carefully thought out and determined. Lentine studies the direction where the Elmo is headed and then at the topological map of the region. After zooming out repeatedly, she sees an abandoned town in the northwest.
基地车突破我们的包围圈了，正在提速行驶，我们的装甲车无法跟上。
The MTVs has broken out of the encirclement. They have picked up speed, and our FVs cannot catch up with them.
没关系，知道了他们的目的地，还怕他们飞走不成？
That's fine. You think they can escape now that we know where they are headed?
他们这是要往什么地方去？
Where are they going anyway?
这里，
Here. Lentine points to the screen, indicating to the town with her cigarette. Then pats Kennis on the shoulder.
这是唯一能够让他们摆脱包围的地方。这么快就能选出突破点，真想夸奖一下他们。
This is the only place that will let them escape out of encirclement. I want to praise them for finding a way out so soon.
这里不就是？
Wait, isn't that? The coordinates in the town in question has an Omen unit icon on it?
让埋伏的队员做好战斗准备，客人马上就要上门了。
No. Huh, have our ambush forces prepare for battle. Our guests are coming. Okay, that does not look good. And I kinda like this woman. Lentine puts out her cigarette and takes hold of the cannon's hands stationed again. Then orders the driver to prepare to move out. He cannot even withstand an assault like this. All he can do is flee miserably under the absolute superiority of his enemy's firepower, unable to protect the things he wants to defend. This is the price of abandoning everything and leaving the game. So yeah, she knows the commander and she's not happy with commander's decisions. It is truly Enthetie. As expected, she made the right choice back then. That thought runs through Lentine's head as she watches the sand dunes vanish into the distance behind her. Everything is going as she planned. Now that she has been set up an ambush that so overwhelmingly favors her, how long will that man be able to continue struggling? Back to Groza. Lida, we are almost at the pass.
是新的任务。交给我吧。
Everyone, get ready for battle. Mei Ling, how is the Elmo? The substructure has been badly damaged and the engine severely overheated from all the high speed travel just now. Our top speed now is only 15 miles an hour. Wait, you were not saying miles back then? Since when did you change to miles? You were saying kilometers last time, I remembered.
Huh?
Did they change localization, team? Got it. Keep the Elmo on the move. Don't stop for anything. All points load up on explosions. We need to jump up the mouth of the pass to shake off the enemy pursuit. The road behind the Elmo is only thing wide enough to accommodate it. I saw a couple of unstable looking buildings on either side of it. We are going to plant charges on their load-bearing columns.
熟练很多。
Leader, enemies in black are surrounding us. Did they see through us? Change of plans. Eliminate the enemies near the Elmo. Krolik, try to figure out the numbers and the position of the enemy. Remember, don't let them tie you up. Okay. Nemesis. Nemesis, I will send a topological map of this area to you. Get to high ground and fire at will. Thunder, rumbling in all directions. Webplay, you are in charge of distracting the enemy forces on the ground. Give Krolik and Nemesis a chance to break their formation.
下次的舞台演出
No problem.
是可爱风呢，还是挑战一下性感风
？Webplay.
指挥官，你怎么想？
Yeah, she was not talking about the thing right now. No problem. Webplay is the best at drawing everyone's attention. But what about you, leader? I will plant the charges and keep the enemy from catching up to us. Mailing, tell the commander that the enemy is catching up with us and beware of enemy's attack on the way back. But how I haven't been able to get through since just now? Keep trying to contact the commander until you get through. Okay. I will keep up the hails. Right, that's all planned then. Everyone, let's go.
队长，他们好像没有继续靠近。
Leader, it does not look like they're trying to close the gap. Does not look like.
看来他们已经察觉到我们想做什么了。
Yes, it seems they have figured out what we are trying to do.
他们的目的只是拖延时间，所以这样保持着距离和我们交火，不让我们靠近能压倒道路的大楼。
Their aim is just to buy time, so they are keeping the distance and exchanging fire with us, keeping us from that building which we could use to block the path.
没想到被伏击的我们还得主动发起进攻。
To think we would have to launch an attack even though we are the side that got ambushed.
喂，小个子，刚才我们配合的不错，我们再联手一次如何？
Hey, Shorty, we worked pretty well together back then. Want to team up again?
需要维普雷表现得再显眼一点吗？
You need Webley to shine brighter?
拜托你们吸引他们的注意力，我再尝试一次接近那座大楼。
Yes, please. Draw their attention. I will try to approach that building again.
纳美西斯，拜托你提供掩护。
Nemesis, please cover us.
禅让，顿悟之可，离迷茫之久远。
Twilight. The moment of enlightenment and the distance from confusion. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but Nemesis speaks too many words. Actually, it's only 3 very short words. It's like the whole sentence. But even I still don't know what he means.
纳美西斯说他身上的子弹不多了。
Nemesis says she's low on armor. Ammo.
好吧，能否得手，就看这次了。开始行动。
Alright then. Our success or failure rests on this gambit. Let's go.
那就用维普雷最喜欢的舞台效果——烟雾幕布呗。
Time for Webley's favorite special effect. Smoke screens. Webley pulls out a smoke grenade and throws it in the opposite direction of her cover. The moment it bursts, the enemy bullets rain down on the spreading smoke cloud. The dolls emerge from the cover and race towards the building they are going to bring down.
克罗利科，敌人在9点钟方位，距离你大约50米的位置。
Krolik, enemies on your 9, roughly 50 meters away.
队长，你们继续，我来干掉他们。
Lita, you can carry on. I will wipe them out. Krolik lowers her stance and springs over to the enemies in question. Their screams fill the radio channel.
解决了3个，还有2个朝队长的方向去了。
3 down. 2 more headed your way, Lita.
他们移动的路径可能会经过纳美西斯的视野。
Their path might pass through Nemesis' field of fire. Before Krolik can finish speaking, a pair of bullets find their homes in the enemy's skulls. They collapse like puppets with their strings cut, and bright red liquid gushes out of their helmets. Before Krolik can sprout a one-liner, a hail of bullets fly away from another direction. With how precise they are, this is the reason why, not only this reason, but also some curse words, but yeah, this is why they are 80+ game. She quickly ducks behind cover, trying to find the position of her attackers. This time, the enemy does not seem willingly to let her go. They hammer her position with a torrent of lead, keeping Krolik completely pinned down.
你们不要再欺负克罗利克了！
Quit bullying Krolik?
维普雷，快去帮忙！
Webley, go help her. Okay, it's time for the commander slowly to save the day. Webley proceeds to double pack to support Krolik. She throws her grenade with all her might, and the enemy throws back more grenades in response. Okay. Groza feels the heat and shock waves from the multiple detonations wash over her back, while she continues running forward. There's a hint of anxiety in her voice as she cases her communicator.
克罗利克、维普雷，你们没事吧？
Krolik, Webley, are you alright?
没事，只是挨了几发子弹而已。
I'm okay. I just hit by a few bullets.
看来下次作战得带一把远程武器了。
For some reason, I get the feeling I should bring a ranged weapon along next time.
流沙与流水的消逝，平复，在日落的尽头。
Yeah, again, she actually said 3 words. There's no way she said this sentence. Someone was messing up with localization. Following sands and running waters recede, then go still. At the furthest reaches the sun of sunset. Yeah.
行行，这次算你赢了好吗？
Okay, fine, you win.
快把你剩下的子弹都给我打出来，提供掩护吧。
No, fire off the rest of your rounds and cover us.
维普雷好像也表现得太过头了。
Webley thinks the show went too well.
不过彼此先生会给我力量的。
But Mr. Pizza will give me strength. The sound of heavy gunfire comes over the transmission once again, and this time it's getting closer to the dolls. Groza can clearly tell that those black armored troopers are worlds apart from the enemies she's previously encountered. Their shooting techniques and tactics mark them as veteran fighters, and they clearly understand their terrain. Although their responses are slower than dolls, they can still attack the dolls from multiple angles while hugging cover, negating the advantage in accuracy and reaction speed which the dolls enjoy. The Elmo's dolls have having a hard fight, and time is not on their side this time. Groza glances at the explosives in her backpack. So far, they have not managed to set a single charge, and the IVs pursuing them will not give them a chance to catch their breath. If they cannot block off the signal road diving access to the pass, then it is only a matter of time before the enemy main force catches up and wipes them out. Groza squeezes her weapon's foregrip and thinks about what to do if the worst should come to pass.
我们中计了，他们压根儿就不是在拖延，他们就是想直接消灭我们。
We fell for it. They were not trying to delay us. They were just planning to directly destroy us.
这支部队在利用人数和火力的优势压制我们，他们比我们想象的还要聪明。
They are smarter than we expected, using their advantages in numbers and firepower to overwhelm us.
可是这些人又不是人形，中了枪真的会死啊！
still, they are not dolls. They will die when they are killed.
我们已经消灭了他们那么多人了，指挥他们的人难道一点都不在乎自己的部下吗？
You have taken out so many of them already. Doesn't their commander give a damn about their men? Groza does not know the answer to Crowley's question. Logically speaking, most commanders would do as Crowley said and try to avoid unnecessary casualties. But the enemy's fighting spirit and morale has not fallen because of their losses. She cannot apply normal preconceptions to those foes.
不讲这些了，
Ah, there's no point thinking about that.
队长，我们来拖住敌人，你赶紧去破坏大楼吧。
Leader, I will delay the enemy. Hurry and bring back down that building.
总不能让指挥官回来时看到艾莫号被干掉的样子吧？
You cannot let just the commander come back to the side of the Elmo in flames, right?
对，
Right, that's right.
拜托你们了。
Please, I'm counting on you. Groza ducks into their target building and unpacked enough explosions to bring this building down several times over before wiring them up with detonators and setting up their initial sequence. However, the sound of IFOV's engine comes from nearby. Groza looks up and her hands stop moving and she sees the screen before her. Scene. The IFOVs that have been engaging the Elmo just now are heading down the road, going straight for the Elmo. Groza's heart fills within despair she has never felt before as an unseeing stream of IFOVs rumble in. No matter how fast she walked, there's no way she can finish planting all the explosions on all the buildings' load-bearing columns before the convoy passes by. Time seems to slow to a crawl, and in Groza's eyes, everything outside takes place in slow motion. In an instant, she remembers many things. The life after parting ways with the commander, the scene of her reunion with him, the first time she downloaded her neuro backup into this frame, that strange feeling from back then. She clearly promised the commander that she would protect everyone on the Elmo. No, she cannot give it up yet. She needs to complete her mission, and besides, she still has last resort. Groza lakes the explosives on the ground and quickly reconnects them before loading them onto her back. The circuit ends at the detonator's pause time delays has been removed. Groza takes it in hand, discards her weapons and jumps out in front of the first IFOV. The driver reacts quickly. Its autocannons and its Corshile machine guns immediately begin tracking her movement, but her doll's dexterity and rapid reflexes allow her to easily avoid the attack. Immediately following, she throws herself into a slide to go under the IFOV.
克罗利克，从现在起，你代替我指挥。现在，立即带其他人返回艾莫号。
Krolik, take charge in my place from now on. Take everyone back to the Elmo immediately. Upon hearing Groza's words, Krolik's reply over the radio sounds frantic.
队长，你要干什么？
Leader, what are you doing?
我会阻止车队靠近艾莫号。
I will keep the enemy vehicles from approaching the Elmo. Everything has been happening in slow motion. As she watches bullets kick off puffs of sand and dust around her, she suddenly feels a strange sense of liberation.
心智上传同步，选择指令，拒绝。
Neural upload synchronization command selection disable.
警告，该指令存在高风险，
Warning, this command entails a high degree of risk.
请再次确认拒绝指令。
Please reconfirm the disable order.
队长，回答我，你要干什么？
Nida, talk to me. What are you doing?
你不能，绝对不可以再
You can't, not again.
确认。
Confirmed. Okay, I think she will use this thing again and kind of self-destruct.
确认指令，同步已经关闭。
Command confirmed. Neural upload. Synchronization disabled. Time goes from slowing down to practically standing still. Groza watches herself gradually approach the undercarrying carriage of IVs. She even sees the driver's look of panic as she tries to pull out his handgun but fails to do so in time. She sees the shell casing eject by the turret guns, as well as each and every pebble thrown into the air by the shaking of the ground. She sees a strange, blue-colored flower blossoming before her, and a blue butterfly filling out of her flower's heart. And the final thing she sees is the commander's face, though for some reason it seems a little blurred. A strange feeling wells up from the depths of her neural cloud, but the real stranger is herself, standing in front of the commander. That self wears a completely different uniform from her, and has completely different expression on her face. A powerful wave of fatigue washes over Groza. She closes her eyes and stops thinking.
再见了，指挥官。
Goodbye, Commander.